Hey there everyone, it's Laurel. Today's video we're going to take a look at many ways to foil without heat. A lot of you love the look of foil, I know I do, but a lot of you may not have a foiling machine, a laminator of something of that nature. So I wanted to show you there are ways that you can foil without having to own those kinds of things. So let's take a look at no heat foiling. First we're going to paint with the adhesive pen. Now this is an adhesive pen from Deco foil. It's made in conjunction with the foiling line, and this is going to help you get that foiling look without the heat. First, I need to kind of create a watercolored wash background here. So I've got some watercolored paper and the Altenew 36 pan set of watercolors, and I'm just going to throw down some watercolor. So if I first sprayed the panel with some water, and then I'm just going in adding a little shades of blue and some orange, and it's not going to look real pretty right now. I was concerned it was going to turn to mud. Color mixing was never my forte, but it turns out really pretty. So it's kind of like the uglier your stuff looks as you're putting it down when you're watercoloring, the prettier it's going to turn out. So I'm going to leave it. I sprayed a little bit more water to mix all that watercolor around, and I just zapped it with my Ranger Heat It tool, and it really looks pretty in the end. Thank goodness. So here is the adhesive pen. I'm actually pumping some out onto my glass mat. You can use an acrylic block, a piece of plastic, anything like that. And I'm actually going to paint on little what I don't even know, little stripes, little doodads here and there. There's really no rhyme or reason. I wanted to use a paintbrush instead of the tip of the pen because I wanted that look of like paint strokes. So once that was good and dry, it takes no time at all. I've got a piece of gold foil here, and I'm just pressing it down into the dried glue. That glue, when it dries, it's sticky to the touch. It's tacky. So that's why that foil is sticking to it. And if you get any areas that it doesn't pick up, that's okay. Just press some foil down again and you'll be good to go here. So I'm just pressing until I'm happy. So again, I used a paintbrush because I wanted the look of those paint strokes. This is a die cut I've already cut off camera, also from Altenew. And I'm just going to paint on some more of that adhesive pen from Deco foil just on the bottom. Again, I'm not using the pen tip, and I will actually show you why as soon as I'm done with this sample here. So I'm just adding a little bit of the bottom to almost give it like a gold dipped look, because I'm going to go in and add that gold foil to the bottom as well. Same foil, pressing it down. You can actually take your Heat It tool and dry that glue in like 10 seconds if you want to, if you don't want to wait. But waiting, it's really not that long. But if you want to speed along the process because you're impatient like me, patience is not my virtue. I never claimed it was. So then I've got this beautiful gold dipped foil. Now this other die cut, I actually put it on with the tip of the pen, and it's a lot heavier than I wanted. So that is why I went ahead and used the paintbrush there. So really you have two options. It just depends on what look you're going for. So at this point, it was time to go ahead and assemble this card. So I'm using some black foam tape from Gina, and I'm going to pop that up. Well, I'm not going to pop it up yet. I'm kind of placing it where I want it. I went ahead and stamped the hello, also from an Altenew set. All the supplies are linked below for you, just so you know. And then I'll adhere that friend down. So that friend is popped up a little bit. And so I've got that gold foil on the friend. I've got the gold foil on that background panel. And just take a look at this. It is so bright and fun and beautiful, and I'm just loving it. I'm loving that adhesive pen, using it with a paintbrush, like painting with an adhesive pen. Next up, let me show you how to use a two-way glue pen. You can get these anywhere. This is actually from Stewart, but there's like a two-way glue pen. There's all kinds of glue pens on the market. This one I've had forever and a day. So I'm just going and adding little tick marks on the side. I'm going to make my own foiled stripes to pop out on the edge of my card here. Now I'm going in very gentle. At first I didn't know how this was going to look, so I'm going ahead and I'm just using there's really no rhyme or reason. I'm not even doing measurements. I just use that ruler just to keep my lines somewhat straight. And at this point I'm going to go ahead, once it's dry, again, I don't know, a minute maybe. It's tacky to the touch, so I'm going to take some black foil and press that down right onto there, and you can see it transfers very easily. But my tick lines were too thin. I was like, no. So I'm going to go back in with that same two-way glue pen, from Martha Stewart. I believe Zig makes one. There's all kinds on the market. I'll link to some below. You probably already have it in your stash. So anyway, I'm going in and just making the line thicker by adding some glue right underneath. Again, letting that dry. Again, I will take my foil and press that down. And then I've got some thicker lines that I'm more happy with at this point. So, you know, it's kind of like going with the flow. And I did go for a messy look. Now, I'm going to cover that up. It's not all going to show like that. That's why I didn't take too much care to make it straight lines or whatnot. So I went ahead and stamped image there from the, you know, I always forget about this stamp set, but I love it, and it's one of those I'll never get rid of. It's watercolored frames from Altenew. So I went ahead and stamped that out, and then I popped that panel up with some foam dimension. Then I'm going to adhere a label sentiment, also from a stamp set I'll never get rid of called Label Love, and I'll pop that up here. And then to finish off this card, I'm going to flick on some black textured spray. This is actually from a Deco. It's irresistible colored textured spray. It comes in a bunch of colors. Black is my go-to. It sits on my desks at all times. And here's a look at this card. So you've got that. See that foil? Isn't that cool? I covered up the ugly part and left the cool part showing. Oh yeah, baby. Moving on to sticky tape die cutting. This is some double-sided tape from Elizabeth Craft Designs. I know that Score Tape makes some, Be Creative makes some. I'll link that below. But anyway, it's double-sided tape. So I took a die cut from the Frosted Garden stamp set and just ran it through my die cutting machine. So I'm ready to go. So it's double-sided, so I'm going to peel off one side first. Now, my nails, I cut them off. I go through a phase where I want fingernails because they're really pretty to look at, and then they just get in my way. So at this point, I cut my fingernails off, so it's kind of hard to peel off that backing paper, but once I did, I'm good to go. At this point, I'm like, yeah, I'm going to get a little craft pick to get this other part off. So it's double-sided, so I need to peel off that top layer as well. And when I peel it off, I've got all this sticky adhesive shown in the shape of the die cut that I used. This is some rainbow foil. I'm down to my last sheet. Oh my gosh, I have to replenish this. I love this rainbow foil. All my foil, by the way, is from Therm that I'm using today. This is a Baron I got from Amazon, actually. And it's something that my friend Effie from the 10 Stamps told me about for heat embossing, and I use it for a lot of things, and here's a good example. I'm able to press that foil into place with good even pressure. This is a larger area to foil, so I wanted to make sure that all my foil was sticking. If there's any places that didn't stick, just go ahead and take your foil and keep pressing it in there. It'll grab. So sticky tape, die cutting. Oh yeah, baby. At this point, I'm just going to stamp a little sentiment. And I adhered another die cut, and here's a look at this card. That foil is Lastly, I want to show you some double foiling, and this time I'm going to use a flat tip. This is the Nuvo glue pen, and it's got a very flat edge tip to it, so it's great for just creating your own little borders. I grabbed a T-squared ruler, and I'm just going to go ahead and draw 2 lines. And again, I like it. I like this flat tip. I'm able to get kind of thick, straight lines without any effort whatsoever. And here I am like dancing around. I don't know what is happening with my hands right here. Oh, I know, I was singing. If you follow me on Instagram, I actually posted a story that I came across as I was editing this video. And I'm like, what am I doing with my hands? So I turn up the volume and I am totally jamming to I Feel Good by James Brown. Anyway, so this is some beautiful, I think this is Amethyst foil, also from Therm, and I'm just pressing that foil into place. But I wanted to get some more of that rainbow in as well, so you can double foil. Don't be afraid. So here I am grabbing some, pressing it in. Again, these glue pens really don't take much time to dry, but you can add a little bit of heat if you want to speed up the process. And here I am with my rainbow foil, and I'm pressing that into some of the empty areas that's still sticky. And so I'm able to get this little two-toned look, if you will. And I just think that's great, and it's also a way to stretch out the negative pieces of your foil. This is my last rainbow sheet, so I'm like making this baby last because I love rainbows. They're pretty, they're happy, I love the colors. Who doesn't like a rainbow? So I'm going to finish off this card by stamping again with the Frosted Garden stamp set here. I just think that texture of that foil is really, really cool. So I'm going in with some mini Altenew inks, and I'm just stamping various colors that I thought kind of matched the foil. We've got a whole bunch of different colors here, so I wanted to pull in some of the vivid colors from the foil into my stamp. So I'm just going in with a pink, I'm going in with a blue. I don't know all the color names, but I will link them below. in the description, along with everything else that I'm using here. And anyway, this is why I'm using my Misty, because I'm doing some stamping and I need my Misty to make sure that my image stays put. Okay, I can't eyeball this. If I was to eyeball this, I would have messed up my whole card panel here. Then I'm going to go ahead and take a sentiment from that same stamp set, and that's going to kind of be like the ground for the flower. I'm going to ink that up, stamp it, and wada bang, wada boom. Look at the sparkle and shine. Oh, one more thing. You can take the glue pen. I'm going back to that little Martha Stewart glue pen we used at the beginning. I'm going to add little dots to the center of the flowers with the glue pen. Let it dry for a few seconds, and then press that foil in there. And then I've got foiled flower centers. Can you even see? Isn't that cool? Trying to screen capture foil is hard, but these are so pretty. I love them. I love them. I love them to bits. So you don't have to have a laminator, ink machine, or any other foiling machines to get the foil look. A couple glue pens, maybe some double-sided tape. You're good to go, right? Thanks so much for watching, you guys, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Be sure to subscribe if you're not a subscriber. Click on that notification bell so you'll be notified every time I upload a video. I do have a foiling playlist, and I'm linking it right here for you if you want to take a look at some other foiling videos I did. I did a collaboration with Justine Hovey. We did 5 days of foiling, so there's lots and lots of inspiration in this playlist if you want to take a look. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you next time.